Hello. Welcome in, everyone. We want to extend an especially warm welcome to everyone joining us tonight for part 2 of our Candela Obscura series, Dollhouse. We're going to go through a couple quick announcements, and then we'll reintroduce our wonderful circle members. I just want to remind all of our viewers tonight that Candela Obscura, by nature, is a horror-based TTRPG. We'll be dealing with various themes such as body horror, dolls, magical transformation, injury, and occult and eldritch horror that might be uncomfortable for some viewers. If at any point you need to step away, please do so, and then rejoin our circle when you are ready. The Tales Guild is extremely excited to be partnering with Logomancy Media during this October's 5th annual Roll for Wishes campaign, where we are raising funds for the Make-A-Wish International. You will see a special Tiltify link popping up in the side chat. You can go to that link to donate to an amazing cause while granting special things to our circle members. I do believe everyone still has their gilded die that was given to all of you by an amazing viewer last session. If you missed the first episode, you can still hop in tonight. That's kind of the beauty of Candela. We'll be kind of picking up from a lull into our next set of scenes. And if you'd like to watch back last session, you can find that over on the Tales Guild YouTube channel. Otherwise, a couple quick thank yous. Our amazing art was done by the wonderful Lydia Corinne. Our intro music is by Travis Savoy. You'll also hear it again during our brief intermission we'll take halfway through. And I want to give a quick shout out to our wonderful tech team for getting all of this running, because I don't know how to do anything with technology. Otherwise, I am Hans. I will be your light keeper for this evening, and I shall let my circle introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Lydia, and you can find me pretty much everywhere at Lydia Corinne, Koryn. I have the joy and honor of playing Livy Rhodes, who is the muscle of the group. She's an explorer, and she's pretty kick butt. So I'm excited to bring her back.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Tech Frost. I will be playing Anasi. He will be our very fun magician of the group, aka talks a lot, aka never really there. But I will be doing some fun stuff this session. Hopefully y'all enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm B. B does D&D on all the things. I play Judith, our wonderful, whimsical occultist who, just loves everything that's going on and just very, very rarely seems fazed by anything, which is the creepiest part about her. But she's got a heart of gold.
Browdy.
Banned.
My name is Jay. You can find me at all of my socials at Sequo, Sequo. I am playing Anthony Souza today, our wonderful, just regular doctor, which explains the scrubs that I'm wearing right now. He's so tired already. It's been one episode and he's so tired.
And we just want to give a quick shout out to Abigail the Nerd. Abby unfortunately cannot join us this evening as everyone's favorite character, Grandma. Grandma's going to take a well-deserved nap after everything they just put up with, being thrown out of a second-story window. We'll take it out of you. And Abigail will be back with us for our final session next Monday. And if all of my lovely players are ready, I think we will just get right into it. We see our camera pan from where our circle members have just exited Markle's marvelous marionette menagerie. Across town, through alleyways, down streets, into a quiet home. Well, maybe not so quiet. Somewhere, a record player is playing the very same waltz that was heard in the very opening room of the menagerie. we hear a female humming along, slightly off key, in a more minor tone, and the steady clicking of a sewing machine. And the camera pans in and around, and we see fabric being pushed underneath of the sewing needle. She kind of hums to herself, and the camera shifts a bit, the focus blurring out on her and focusing in behind her, where a series of mannequins are lined along the wall. We see one wearing a series of brown slacks and a brown sweater with a heavier brown cardigan laid over the top. We see one wearing a more masculine outfit of black pants, a buttoned-up shirt, suspenders. We see another in hospital scrubs, black. One more is wearing a white dress shirt with a black vest covered in golden roses. And the camera focuses back into the sewing machine where a skirt is being sewn, black in color, to match a half-dressed mannequin with a black top. We kind of shift again, the camera zooming out, taking in the whole of the room. The walls lined with a whole assortment of bobbins and needles, thread and fabric, stacked in shelves, leaning precariously against the wall. Folded clothes discarded, others hung proudly. A whole variety of what you could assume is life-sized doll clothing. As she hums to herself, a gentle smile cracking Eileen's face. Now I think this time I might just get to complete my collection. And the grin grows, stretched a little unnaturally, as we see one of the mannequins just shift a little behind her. The last time our circle members were all together, we started out bright and early in the morning, where Grandma, Judith, and Livy had been summoned to the Sparrow House, this Circle's lighthouse. There, Charlene, your lightkeeper, gave you instructions on where to go to look for two missing girls, Annabelle and Meredith. The two were found, unfortunately, having already been somehow turned into living marionettes. What they are has not yet been made clear, though Anthony became quite familiar with them, with his time in the menagerie, as he lost one of his friends, Cass, to the marionette strings. Anasi, having had a piqued curiosity and guided by something, we'll say other, to the menagerie, followed in close behind, rescuing Anthony and making their way further in. Not long after, our three circle members, the original circle members, arrived, and having quickly scaled a building and made an entrance in, Livy was quickly reunited with Anthony, Grandma's grandson, and Anasi, when they came to her rescue as marionettes were attempting to do the same thing to Livy as they had to Cass. In quick order, Grandma and Judith made a connection, learned maybe something about the marionettes and the phenomena that was controlling them as they made their way up and rejoined the group. At this time, you have all exited out that second story window. You have gone onto a trolley and made your way back to Briar Green, back to Sparrow House on the edges of campus. Charlene has greeted you all and kind of brought you into the main sitting room quickly having tea sorted out and brought in, dismissing any of the other Candela members that had been there on other business. Locked the front door. We see now Anthony exiting a spare bedroom. That last crack of the light going in, illuminating Grandma's form, snuggled up under some blankets. As Anthony closes that door softly to allow Grandma time to rest and recuperate. And our view focuses in on Anthony, standing outside the door. How are you doing, Anthony?
So, I've just watched one of like my closest friends die. I saw unexplainable things that cannot be explained by the science that I know, and that I've studied for the past 8 years, however long how long I've been studying. I think Anthony is so solely focused on one thing at a time right now to stay sane. It's like, okay, we got Grandma to bed. Okay, now we're going to go back in and we're going to ask a lot of questions. So I think it is, shuts the door, takes a second, turns around and marches into the room that I'm guessing everyone else has kind of gathered in to give their report.
It's familiar to two of you, Judith and Livy, having been here earlier this morning. Livy, very familiar with this space. Charlene sits in her same armchair from this morning, a cup of tea balanced on one of the arms. You see a kind of a larger central coffee table, a couple lounges, couches, a few chairs. There's a writing desk tucked off to one side, windows that have been closed and curtained for now as the last rays of sunlight were breaking through. There are bookcases full of books. There are display cases tucked along the walls. It is the study of this chapter house, and that is where you all find yourselves as Anthony walks into the room.
Are people like sitting down right now, or
Yeah,
like,
why don't we quickly? What is everyone doing? What do you look like? What are we seeing as this scene opens up?
Anasi 1000% right now is like grabbing a book and just opening it just enough to make sure that there's not anything in it that's going to come out. Very skeptical of what he's already seen versus where he is, and knowing like kind of where he is now. He's just making sure there's not like random tentacles falling out of books or like a heart that jumps off of a page at him or something. So he's just like, I don't trust you guys at all. Just walking around studying things.
Okay.
Livy is crisscross applesauce on top of a desk, just kind of fiddling with the knickknacks and like the paperweights on top of it. Mostly just like she's kind of expecting people to be weirded out from this. So she's more just kind of like hanging out and chilling until an answer is needed to be given, or some reassurance is needed, or some comfort, or like, yeah, she's ready to help some people out after that.
I think for Judith is probably just kind of sitting on one of the couches with some tea, seeming just relatively calm, but I think is just kind of just quietly, like between sips, is she's just sitting. She's very quietly to herself, humming Daisy Bell, just, you know. But yeah, she's just kind of sitting and is just very calm about the whole situation currently.
And that is what you see as you enter in. Just real quick for my own curiosity, Anasi, why don't you go ahead and roll me a survey roll?
Okay. Of course. Oh God. All right. So that I roll 2.
Yep, you roll 2 and you'll see the
lower one.
lowest. Yep.
So they're both 2. So
All right.
comes together to be 4, right?
Nice,
Yeah,
good
that's totally how
try.
that works.
I mean, that's how
care.
math works. So
Yeah.
All right, noted. Anthony, you've now stepped into the scene before you.
I think I just enter the room quietly. I have a bag. I have like probably a medical bag at my side that I carry pretty much everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
I go up to Livy and I set my bag next to Livy and just quietly get my tools out, get my things out, and start patching Livy up. This is not strange. This part is not strange. Livy's always showed up at random times with random injuries, and I've never really asked questions before because usually when I do, they're met with either vague stories or outlandish things of, yeah, I was out delving deep into the ruins. It's just like, I'm not going to ask questions at this point. And so I'm sitting down, getting out bandages and stuff, and I'm going to begin working on Livy to have something to do with my hands. And just as I'm doing it, please explain everything.
Everything. Right. Okay. I kind of saw that one coming. Do you want me to start with where do you want me to start with everything? Everything's a very big thing.
Livy, I'm going to be so honest. I don't know where what begins.
Okay.
All I know is that marionettes were alive when they're not supposed to be. And I tapped them, and they didn't sound like wood either. They sounded like bone.
Right.
And I know what bone sounds like.
Right, because you're a doctor. Yeah. So your skills are coming in handy, aren't they? That's so awesome. Hey, I got to be real honest with you, Anthony. You're handling this like a champ. Usually people are screaming and crying and running out of the room. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're doing wonderful.
Great right now. I'm handling it fantastically.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right.
Please explain, Livy.
Okay, so you know how there's weird stuff going on, right now? You noticed that, right?
I think the hands come up and are slightly shaking.
Yeah, that means you have. So that kind of exists all the time, everywhere a little bit. And here we go out and we find that stuff and we take care of it so that the reaction you're having right now isn't the general reaction of the world. Does that make sense?
You say we, and I'm going to look over to both Anasi and Judith to confirm.
Judith will just smile and just be like,
Got it, okay.
There's a lot of weird things that happened.
No.
So Anasi, you'll know all about this. Magic?
Yeah.
Okay, you're starting to do the pacing thing, Anthony, and that's making me a little worried about you.
Yeah, Anthony likes to do that when they're stressed.
Magic doesn't exist.
Wrong.
Incorrect, actually.
I'm
Try
right
again.
here.
You are... Anasi, I've seen
Say
you
it.
do your tricks.
Say it. What am I? What am I? What am I to you?
You're a stage
Say it out
magician. Right? That's what
Judith.
you do, right?
Judith very loudly sips her tea, just like...
Don't act
Just
like I've made a
listening.
faux pas here when I don't know what's happening.
A stage magician? A stage magician.
I mean, I've heard the rumors what people say about you, but they're not... Are they?
A stage
Come
magician.
on, Anthony.
Wait, what rumors
Next
have
thing
you?
you're going to be saying Santa
Nothing.
Claus isn't real. Like, you're out there and saying all these random things. Of course he's real. Magic is real. The bleed is real. And it's very dangerous. Oh my God, it's so dangerous. Including Santa.
I noticed
very
that.
dangerous.
It is very
Santa?
dangerous. Yeah.
Santa's very dangerous.
Right, but I don't want to get into that right now. We got to focus on one thing at a time.
No, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, let's just keep it to the basics.
We got to take it slow. We got to take it slow. Ease you into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anasi, how are you doing with all this?
Magic, got it. Real, been proven. I can do it. I'm not a hacker or anything. But marionettes, not so much. I don't think I've got into that area. Did you guys know that they were going to be real? Did you know they were going to be moving around? Was that something you came to stop, or was that something that did you know that was going to be a thing?
Moving around? Did you know they were going to be killing people?
Most of the time, we don't know what we're doing until we're doing it.
Yeah, it's more a case of we didn't know what it was, but we're not surprised. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've dealt with similar phenomena before.
Yeah, Nasi's gonna start flipping a card through his hand as you guys are saying this, and he's just like,
Back to work.
I've been around crazy people before.
You go to dig out more tools from your doctor's bag, and your hand reaches in, and without realizing, you pull out Cass's shoe.
Oh, oh my God. That's fucked up, first of all.
Where's that kid in there?
Got it. I'm just gonna shake the hand shakingly, put it down.
Oh, what's that tool for?
That's
To break my sanity, and also to break my sanity.
that's the shoe.
I don't think you need a tool for that right now.
And
So we should go to the police, right?
no,
If these things are killing people.
Then they'll just kill the police.
The periphery.
Also, the periphery would have a very similar reaction, we're assuming, to what you're having, because they would say the same thing.
You would know
Kinda.
that there are portions of the periphery that deal specifically with bleed, not in a way like with the phenomena with the bleed, with the thinnings, and it's not in a way that Candela would approve of. But you know that there are portions that do handle things like this that you don't want to interact with.
Better for us to handle it. They have more important things to be doing. You know, there's crime and stuff.
I would like to try to read into that statement a bit, if that's possible.
I would too,
I want to know.
actually.
Yeah, I want to know why it's not okay for them to. If they did nothing wrong, why it's not okay to go to the police besides of what we just
Go
said.
ahead and give me read rolls.
This is one of my gilded abilities that I have.
Okay. So I want to I have 2 in read, but I also get 1 extra die based on
Because
sweet
it is,
talk.
so you have your. Sorry, I'll pop over. You have 2 die. Your third is a gilded, because when you have a gilded one, I play it as you add an additional die. I think it works better. And you do have sweet talk, so you may add an additional die to this read roll.
Oh.
And if you're cunning resistance, which it is full, you have 2. This is an additional gilded die. So you're rolling 4 die, 2 are gilded.
Nice.
That's definitely a 6 then.
On a gilded?
6. Yes.
Okay.
The second roll
and,
was
and Anthony?
5
5.
on my
All right.
on my gilded die.
So, Judith.
Yes.
We have 2 different levels of success here. So they're both going to pick up on something a little more generic. Maybe there really is truly an underlying reason why you cannot go to the police. Anasi's going to get a little bit more. Keep in mind, Anasi picks up on things that your average person might not. So you may flavor your answer how you choose to.
Okay. So they both get a lot, but Anasi gets a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think yeah, for Anthony then it would be that thing of you kind of get the impression behind the statement that it's if we go to the sorry, what's the word for it again?
Periphery.
If we go to the periphery about it, they can handle it, but they'll handle it differently, and that's not necessarily good. Like they might you get the impression that how we're handling it is in a more gentle way. You get the impression that the periphery would handle it, but they would handle it with an iron fist, which perhaps would not be the best way. It gets the job done, but not in the best way.
Got it.
And then for Anasi, you would probably just read that extra bit that you probably get the impression that Judith has seen it happen and has seen what that looks like and disapproves greatly. Like you most of this time, Judith has been very chill and very kind of playing into the whimsicalness, and it's kind of hard to read her a little bit. She's very matter of fact about this. Like, no, that is the bad decision to make. This is the first time you see them be pretty serious about it. Is the extra bit you would get from that. Anthony, did you never question any of the little weird things that happened when we hung out together? We never questioned any of that?
Like
Stuff that you couldn't explain?
You have to understand, when you live with my grandmother, you learn to accept people's eccentricities a bit more.
So,
Okay.
Like in the stages of grief, where are you at right now?
Yeah.
Considering one of my best friends just died, hard to say.
Have we worked
Really
through the
hard to
denial?
say.
Or are we still working on that one?
Sounds like anger right now.
I think you're all telling the truth. And look, I don't want any of you to think that I'm angry at you. That is, I'm trying to understand right now, basically.
Anthony, you think about things very literally and matter-of-factly and scientifically. Let go of all of that. That's not going to help you here.
You say let go of all of that. That's all I've known, Judith. So that's a bit harder than what you're saying, but I appreciate the effort.
I never said that it was easy. I'm just saying that that's what you're going to need to understand.
Yeah.
To approach this from a logical perspective, well...
You can think of it less as like letting it go and more just tacking some more crazy stuff on, you know? You don't have to get rid of it. I think actually, in a lot of ways, that noggin of yours is pretty useful when it comes to this kind of thing. However, we do have a little bit extra layers of not so logical stuff going on.
Yeah.
Right.
The supernatural.
Yeah.
Anthony, you've spent this time patching up Livy, yes?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Would you like to use your ability?
I would like to use my ability patch up to make a focus roll. It is one of my gilded abilities. My focus. Let's hope I roll well. Okay, that's going to be a 5, so I'm going to spend 2 intuition. Livy, you can heal 1 body mark.
Thank you.
I'm going to stand up from Livy, as talking and everything. Everyone here has body marks, correct?
Yeah, not
Judith doesn't?
Judith, no.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to Anasi, set my bag down next to Anasi. Do you mind if I patch you up? You got hurt a little bit back there.
That's fine. He'll move his hand over to you to show like a gash.
Perfect.
Sure.
And just starts humming a small little tune to almost like keep his mind focused. If you spend any time around Grandma, you recognize the same exact tune being hummed. Okay, so the supernatural's real. Magic, real. Got it. Okay. So that's why the lights flicker around Grandma sometimes. It's not a normal thing. I knew I wasn't crazy for that.
Pretty normal, but I mean, I guess for you, not normal.
I think a lot more is normal for me. I just grew up with it around my grandmother.
It's
Sometimes
fully
I would
just
say
your
things
grandmother
at work.
loosened the light bulbs a little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd say things at work and people would look at me really weird for my childhood. So supernatural, real, marionettes killing people, can't go to the police, go to anyone?
Oh, it's us.
Yeah.
Yeah. People usually come to
Got it.
us, but like we got there first, so
All
or
of my
second.
Why are all of my friends supernatural investigators, except you, Nasi? You don't seem like an investigator. You just seem a part of the world. Got it. Okay.
More and more, I'm starting to feel insulted by the ways that you described me.
Anthony, you're saying a lot
I
of
did
mean
not
things
mean
to
that in a
Anansi
bad
right
thing.
now. You should
It's not
stop
a
doing
mean
that.
thing.
What
Are
did
you not
I
an
do?
investigator? I
You-
mean, you're
you
not
got-
an investigator, right?
You got
or
pulled
are
into
you?
the sky, and I saved you. I should have just
Yeah,
let them put
I'm
you
very
up
thankful.
there. It's
I'm
rude.
sorry if it came off as rude. Are you
It
an
really did.
investigator?
You
In a
hear
way.
the click
There we
of
go.
like a
I'm sorry.
teacup setting down in a saucer as Charlene settles her teacup down and
And
goes,
why are you here?
right. Well, I suppose now is the best time to get into it as you... Well, I guess you're taking after your grandmother in this. To be
Don't say
fair,
that. Don't
your
say
grandmother,
that.
Judith, and I guess tangentially, Livy, are members of Candela Obscura, though Livy is typically more... How do I say this? Contracted in situationally. Very
They're
helpful,
very helpful.
but typically
Very
not
helpful.
a full-fledged member, though I do believe that, well, you're a part of this one now, Livy. Anasi here is, well, we know quite a bit about Anasi, though were not a member. She goes and she stands up and goes to one of the bookshelves, pulls down a small case, opens it up, and there's an assortment of like pins and buttons, and she kind of digs through before pulling out 3. Because I do not believe, Libby, do you have a Candela pin? I did not think you did.
No.
Pulls out 3 Candela pins and walks over and sets one down in front of each of you 3.
Wow.
You might begin to notice these tucked away in a lapel, on a strap of a purse, hidden under a scarf. We have various members throughout New Fair, different chapter houses. Some of the keepers know each other and will interact with different chapter houses. I myself am not aware of all of them or their locations, nor their keepers, nor their members. I'm what's considered a lightkeeper. I pass along information. I pass along the things that I've learned in my time as a circle member. And she kind of shifts. And again, I guess for Anthony and Anasi, when you look at Charlene, a very well put together woman, her right arm does not move at all. It is sort of tucked steady into one of her pockets, and it's kept at a slightly bent position. It looks unnaturally stiff. As she's talking, she only ever really truly uses her left hand. Candela handles things that others cannot or will not handle, I guess, in what we would consider the proper sense. There is, of course, the OUP, a portion of the periphery, the Office of Unexplained Phenomena. They specialize in discovering and analyzing and suppressing magical phenomena, the bleed that comes through thinnings between here and the other place. Occasionally, we do collaborate with the OUP. They can be helpful, and some of our members keep an open mind with what information they share with both sides. Others are vehemently against the OUP. I am relatively neutral. We do, however, at all costs avoid eons, the exoteric order of new sciences. It is a small faction of scientists and occultists that enjoy experimenting with the use of magic, typically to the detriment of the general public. Now that you are here, you will all be members of a new circle. The thing that you've encountered, from what I've gathered, is something that your grandmother and I encountered roughly 30 years ago. And if I'm not entirely mistaken, it's something that this would be what she's encountered now 3 times. The very first, well, your grandmother's very first circle. She's had a few at this point. Both times, whatever was allowing this phenomena to do what it does. And she kind of shifts, and with her left hand, she pulls out her right arm and sets it on the table. And it is a weird... It's not skin, and it's not stone, and it's not porcelain. It is this strange mixture that it has been turned to. For those of you who have sense, you do not need to roll anything, but you do pick up on the bleed that radiates from her arm. This petrification that has happened, that has turned it almost doll-like. We encountered something that at the time, well, we thought it was turning people into dolls, or taking their soul and putting it into a doll as a vessel. We got to the thinning and were able to close it mostly, but it came at a cost. Most of our circle was either gone, or she looks down at her arm, or damaged. But it stopped. And we thought, well, I thought up until a day or so ago that it was over with. But it would seem that on a cycle, whatever this is has decided to make a reappearance. Now, what exactly did you all find in there?
That's a really good question.
Anthony's looking to the others right now, like, you're the experts here.
So it was kind of like a little bit of like a life-size dollhouse with all these different like scenes and stuff, and there's these like life-size marionettes that they were people. Well, were is the key word there.
They were made from bone. They weren't made from wood. It was bone. Trust me.
If you wanted to, Anthony, you could roll either a focus or a survey to take a closer look at her arm as you are here.
I'm gonna do focus because it's gilded.
Okay.
You're shitting me right now.
It's either all ones or it's all sixes.
It's all 3 ones.
all 3 are ones.
All 3 are ones. So I'm going to take the gilded one.
Yeah. You can earn back a drive if you've spent any in intuition.
I have.
I will give you the option.
I was going to ask, is this something I should re-roll?
Would you like to burn a resistance now?
Do bad things happen to me if I don't? Because you made a face.
We won't know until you choose to either take this roll or burn a resistance.
I'm burning a resistance because Anthony, in trying to process everything, is trying to go to avoid crashing out. Is trying to go into academic mode.
Okay.
Is trying to go into like analysis. Please. Okay. Gilded 6 now.
Okay. With the Gilded 6, there are no repercussions. You were very up close and personal with one of these marionettes. Mm-hmm. Looking at her arm, it's not bone. Again, it's this weird hybrid mixture that is not natural. It is a body part that has in some way been petrified, might be the easiest way to describe it in a way you understand. Mm-hmm. It's not dissimilar from the marionettes. Her arm is a little more porcelain-esque, but it is not dissimilar. And you can tell looking at it now in a moment that is much calmer that it's not bone per se, but it's not a substance that was not at one point living. This is a living thing that has gone through a change, a metamorphosis.
Similar to your arm, a change from what I can see. The markings would be similar to skin patterns, which is hard to carve. I go back to patching up Anasi in this moment.
If you want to, you can go ahead and you can roll your focus roll to heal.
I'm not going to take the gilded one because that's a 1, but I'm going to take the 6, so I only have to spend 1, and you heal a body mark.
I'm fully healed, thank you.
And then I sit down. Hands fidgeting almost, or
Mean
tapping
words,
on the tune.
Mean words, but a gentle touch as usual. It's nice. I'm happy with you. sir.
Anasi, I am sorry if what I said was rude.
am-
I think you're a genius.
I am now
I've seen you work.
I'm now doing, and he's gonna grab a card that has death at the bottom written on it, and twirling it through his fingers. I am now, as you say, beating a dead horse. And he just keeps flipping the cards and looking at you, and stops and goes, "Oh, speaking of you all and knowing of creepy things, so." And he puts the card down and slides it towards Charlene and stops, not fully giving it to her with his fingers on it. What's this?
Is it in such a manner that Anthony can see the face of the card?
No, I'm putting this towards Charlene. I've already shown Anthony the card.
Oh, that's right. You already took
Anthony
a brain
has
mark
seen
from
the
it. You
card.
already
Yeah,
took
I
a brain
have
mark.
taken-
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
I-
so good.
I
Like,
learned
this is
from
gonna
my
be
mistakes.
so funny.
I learned from my mistakes.
I was about
Walk
to
up,
cast Shady
Anthony,
Crash
you're-
out.
Anthony, you're talking shit. Here. But no.
Charlene looks at the card, and there is a puzzled recognition to her face. And she stands and goes to one of the bookcases, one of the ones that you hadn't gotten to yet as you were shuffling through books. And she pulls one out and flips through before she pulls out a card and walks back over, setting it down before flipping it over. And the card you see before you is the Tower. For those of you looking at the card, there are 5 figures that are tumbling down from the top of the tower as the tower cracks and falls. You see strings attached to the different limbs of these figures that disappear down into the ground, where it is just a black expanse at the base of the tower, almost as if the strings are pulling them down. 2 of the figures are relatively recognizable. A smaller one looks a little bit more elderly. And another that bears a striking resemblance to Charlene in front of you. The other 3... Well, I suppose Anthony might recognize one of them, as it looks extremely familiar to a doll that sits locked away in your grandmother's house in a glass display case.
Does Grandma call this doll a name? Does Grandma have a name for this doll?
You, in all the years you've been there, you cannot recall your grandmother ever giving a name to the doll.
And that's the weird part.
And it's been there as long as you've been alive.
Please tell me my grandma has not been keeping a dead person in our house.
We're not, to be fair, we're not entirely sure if they are, I mean, it's not the doll themselves. Again, we think somehow it was putting the person's soul into it as a vessel.
Oh, so sorry,
Without
a fate
a
worse
body-
than death.
You're not wrong. There's a reason that we bury our dead the way we do, with their noses and mouths covered to ensure that the soul doesn't, without a body to do that, to put the soul back into, we're not quite sure. No one in Candela's really, it wouldn't really talk to your grandmother. And so we're not sure if they're okay. That's besides the point. The marionettes. The 2 girls that we sent you to look for. Please tell me they were not among the dolls.
Oh, okay, we won't tell you that.
I will. They gave me this.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd need to send a missive
Unfortunately,
to
yes.
another chapter house and let a circle member know that their 2 children will not be coming home. Right. Anything else that is pertinent that maybe can give us some sort of direction? The house that they lived in before this couple that we thought was the cause of it all. It's been destroyed. It no longer stands. I can't send you there.
I mean, in this, well, maybe that's a bad word to use. In the speak of like dolls and things, the Einstein Museum has like a little like doll section. Maybe there's something there, or
I had not considered that. True, he has quite a few old things that would have been in circulation from that year's harvest festival. Maybe.
I mean, me and Fredericks are like this.
That honestly does not surprise me whatsoever, Livy. Yes, that might be the best place for you all to go look. If there are any of the dolls there, potentially, you might be able to find a lead from one of them. Unless you want to go back. Do I need to contact the OUP to go take a look at the... What did you call it again?
Here's the flyer. Read it out there.
The Moo Moo's magic mannequin mop. That one, right?
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Magnetic miracles, multiple monkeys.
Magnificent menagerie magic
me a
missile.
second.
Yeah.
Give me
Oh,
Markle's
yes.
Markle's magnificent marionette menagerie.
What Anthony said.
Right, okay. So do I need to send a contact in the OUP there to...
Well, not really.
Okay. What am I not aware of, Judith?
Guys, didn't we set the place on fire before we left? Didn't that happen?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's on fire.
Oh,
probably-
Judith,
should
are you
probably
talking about
send-
the arson?
Should probably
Yeah.
send the fire department instead. That might be better. It's not really there anymore. Not our fault.
right.
We didn't do it. It
Right.
happened.
Right, okay. That's...
Not
Technically,
our fault.
technically
It's crazy.
I had not... You haven't been initiated yet, so it's not Candela's problem. We'll leave that for the proper authorities. Maybe I'll have someone check it out to make sure there is nothing left that could cause harm, and maybe see if there's any thinning there. But
I did
Sorry,
have
initiate.
something-
Sorry, my bad. Please go.
You're good. I did have something else. I was able to communicate with them.
of course you were, Judith, and
They wanted, I don't know if it was specifically my help or just in general, but they wanted help. They were saying, help us. So
right.
that might be connected to something bigger than just a few marionettes. I mean,
Right.
they're attached
Yeah.
to strings, right?
And she, there's almost an unwillingness as she makes herself look down at the card that has the strings pulling them
Yep.
down. She goes, we never quite understood the strings reference back when we dealt with it. Wonderful, great.
Maybe
That's-
they're not fully in control of their own actions.
Well, I mean,
So,
yeah, it's classic puppetry. You know, you got the puppeteer doing it all up in the
so that's what we have to find then.
ceiling.
Did I set a person on fire?
Anyway,
Yeah, go ahead. Take a mark in brain.
I mean,
As the realization.
Well-
technically, they weren't technically a full person
Anasi,
anymore.
how many marks do you have?
It's 3 for me.
3, not the 4th?
No, that is 3.
Okay. Good. Noted. Thank you. As you realize that what you lit on fire in some way, shape, or fashion was at one point a person. However, that settles inside of Anasi is fully up to you.
Oh, he just goes, oh. Well, it didn't say anything. It just attacked people. You don't do that. Well, all right.
Self-defense.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
To be fair, we did smash quite a few of the dolls. They sort of... Well...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Very well.
Okay, right. So
But
you're...
Libby, you're okay now, so
Oh, yeah, I'm great.
yeah.
I'm on a nice, even, mildly not okay.
Right.
Pretty much
Okay,
the
so
normal.
you're going there. And you think Fredericks will let you in? No problems?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and if not, I mean, I'm sure Fredericks wouldn't mind if I, like, you know.
Right. Well, do try to not get caught. I'm assuming you're wanting to go tonight. Wait until morning. I know your grandmother's resting.
Sooner the better, right?
What are
So
you
you're
two
just-
saying?
You're just initiating me right off the bat. No background
You got a
check.
nice pin.
No.
Congratulations. I forgot to
We've-
say that.
We've known about you since you were born. We quite honestly thought you would be more like your grandmother. Although, to be fair, she didn't display any of her abilities until, well...
Sorry, what?
I think that's something you and your grandmother should really talk about. That's not really my place.
Yeah.
We've known all about you in the same way that we know quite a bit about Anasi. We keep an eye on people that are intriguing or have the potential to be. Or those who deal with things that, frankly, we're not quite sure they should. She glances between Livy and Anasi.
And Anasi's gonna grab that death card off the table and put it back in the deck and grab one of the other cards.
Do you take the tower card as well?
I do now.
Okay, add it to your inventory. Just make a note somewhere that you also have the tower card.
Okay. With doing that, he's going to take one of. Make sure I make that card. There it goes. He's going to take one of the cards out of his deck and start carving an A in the table with the card.
Anasi, you you're a guest in my home, but to be quite honest, that is mahogany, and that is an expensive table.
I was about to say the same thing.
So, and like when he flicks it up, and as I'd like to introduce my second item, which will be a.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm intently listening.
It will be a deck of cards that have basically like on the edges will be like kind of like razors or closer to like blades. So the deck of cards themselves are in a case, and he pulls one out at a time and kind of plays with them.
Now,
and you'll
that's a
notice.
nasty paper cut.
I don't even want them anymore. Never mind. No, I was joking. That was good. That was good. That was a good one. No. But he pulls. He's going to finish the A on the table, and then like blow on it and like wipe it down and go. Huh. What if I'm a part of it? Something to remember me by then. Oh, part of the circle. Should I make a circle around it as like symbolizing?
Please don't. I think that might, frankly, be trademarked somewhere else.
Damn it. Okay, well, no. Someone's, someone's going to be very upset with what I've been doing around town then. Just goes ahead and slides the card back into the deck and puts the deck away. All right. Well, I'm ready to leave whenever you all are.
I'm gonna just pop over to Livy. I'm gonna pick up their pin, and I'm just gonna pin it onto obviously I'll gesture to them first, but I'll go to pin it on their shirt for them. I'll just put it so that it's hidden. I'll kind of just pin it under the suspender. Yeah, I'll just put it there, and then I'll just place it back and just be now it's official.
Yeah.
Just give them a big smile.
I feel a little weird about the commitment, but there it is. Also, what do you think of the name Galaja? I've been trying to figure out an acronym with all our names, trying to work the letters around.
We'll workshop it.
Okay, I'll keep jumbling them around in my head.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we ready? Are we going now? Oh, I'm so excited. Wait, Anthony, Nasi.
Yes,
Check
Livy.
in. How we doing?
I have a headache.
Understandable.
I'm curious for more answers.
You'll certainly get them.
I'll say that.
That's the spirit.
And as our camera shifts to see all of you exiting the door, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. As a quick shout out to all of our amazing viewers who are here with us this evening. We will be back shortly after just a quick break, and we will jump right into the museum. Hi, hello. Thank you for sticking around through our break. We are going to hop right back into it, post an extremely big lore dump for the first part of tonight's session, and narrowly avoiding at least one crash out. Our circle members have left Sparrow House, hopped aboard a trolley, and made their way into the heart of Groundswell. There, they are now within the Calanus Market, the largest marketplace in New Fair. The scene before you, even as it is now dark out, is still bustling with life. There are an assortment of stalls and shops and tents. Anything you can imagine, anything you'd want to buy ever, can typically be found here. It is an indoor-outdoor market that stretches the majority of the span of Groundswell. It's far more function than tourist attraction. People are here to find things. Now, what that may be, I'll leave up to all of your imagination. Livy, being vastly familiar with the Calanus Market, currently leads you all through to a relatively familiar museum that is set not necessarily out of the way, but tucked back through a series of alleys where really you'd have to be looking for it to find it. It's not something you typically cross happenstancefully. Livy.
So the whole time, just yapping. Just and there's this one time that I did find this toothpick outside the museum. I don't know if it was a sign or something, but sometimes I do think that there are signs. And that toothpick was looking at me real weird. So I'm just saying, if you do see a toothpick along the way, let me know. But otherwise, oh, her hair. And then she's gonna she's as we're like walking around, she's peeking in the windows, like trying to see if lights are on.
We're gonna pause for a moment.
Checking to see if lights are on.
Did everyone else lose Lydia?
Where'd hands go?
No.
No.
We've got.
I'm being
Oh,
bullied.
you
everyone.
can't see hand. Lydia can't see hands, and
I see
hands
hands now.
can't see Lydia.
Hi, welcome back.
And what's crazy is the screen didn't lose anyone. So
I
you
can
guys
see
have
everybody.
out for no
That was
reason.
weird.
It was just the toothpick. Apparently, it was
Really?
in fact a sign.
But yeah,
Speaking
so
of
she's peering, looking through the windows as we're like walking through, looking for lights on, looking for movement. Any sign of life inside this museum?
Yeah, you will approach the Eidstein Museum. And the front lower portion is all window, and it is the weirdest accumulation of things in a window display you could imagine. There's stacked old suitcases, a couple record players. There's like a big old like stuffed animal set off in one corner. There's like a jar of teeth. Like it's a weird. People look at it and go, "Oh, this is interesting and wild." There's like a broken piano. It looks very well kept, like it's clean. It just is weird looking in. The sign currently is turned to closed. There are... If you guys would like to look for toothpicks, give me a survey roll.
I
Please,
was
I
going
would
to
love
say
to.
earlier, I'm listening to Livy, I almost let Livy's voice act as white noise to the insanity that's been happening, and just getting lost in just a conversation with Livy, and is like going back and forth. I do try to slyly drop a toothpick from my bag.
You drop a toothpick right next to Livy.
Yeah, while Livy's like looking into the windows.
Is anyone else looking for toothpicks?
Can I still make the survey roll, but to see whether I see this happening?
Oh, I would say that you two can absolutely see it happen.
I gotta make a survey roll. Hold on.
I think I look to Judith. I look to Judith, and I just give like a little bit of a wink and a grin.
6. Livy on my 1 dice.
There is a toothpick right next to your left foot.
Oh, look at that! And it's pointing right at the museum. It's a sign, guys. I told you.
Is. Yep.
Wow. See, like I already believed in this
Supernatural
stuff,
is
but
real.
now, yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm helping you process. Wow, I'm so
They're
good at
starting
this.
to believe.
Yes, yes, you are, Livy.
Livy's gonna try the
Legitimately.
door, ignoring the closed sign.
How dare you? Magic does exist. Stop doing this.
Anasi, I'm sorry. It's my first day. It's my first day here, man. Like,
I'm just gonna lean over to Anthony and just be like, Livy's right, you know. You're handling this better than most people.
I'll lean back and whisper, Judith, I have to. You know,
Yeah, you do.
even if it's not real, which I believe that it is real. There's been evidence. People are being hurt, and I can't let that happen.
Yeah, you're right. That's what we do.
I know.
The door, as you step forward, Livy, is locked. And there's like the briefest moment in the back of your mind where you go, well, a toothpick has 2 ends. If one's pointing towards the door, the other is technically pointed away from the door. But also, like, locks are meant to be picked.
But it's also, and it's a toothpick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's a sign. It's a sign. You know what you need to do as you pull out You
Sorry,
pull out
I'm
your
having
lockpick.
moments. Yeah.
I will say,
Pulls
as you
out
have,
lockpicks.
I
I think Anthony goes, Judith, that's going to make me crash out more than anything else I've seen tonight.
Judith seems completely straight faced with this, like this is normal.
Of course.
What's wrong?
was-
I thought I was helping. She's like holding, gesturing with the.
Wait,
Well,
so that
what was it you said before, Livy? Locks or suggestions?
Oh yeah, locks are just suggestions.
Yeah.
is that how you were in my house when I swore I locked the door? I
Well,
thought
here's
I
the
just
thing.
left it opened.
If there's a door, it's meant to be gone through. A lock is just an extra barrier you gotta work through, you know?
You also like to go into his house whenever he's asleep? I thought that
Anansi,
was just me.
I've never found you in my house. What do you mean?
Well, magic.
Exactly. Magic.
All right. And she's gonna start like picking the
yeah,
lock.
give me a control roll. Because you have the correct tool for this, you may add an additional die.
Yay!
Yippee.
Yippee yippee!
It's a
yippee.
low stakes roll, so
Okay.
I think you should spend everything on it.
I kind
actually,
of.
yeah, you should.
I think I actually am gonna stick a. Well, yeah. Oh god. Well, that dice is gone. I'm gonna stick a drive in there just because I
Okay.
have a lot, and when
burn those
stuff
drive.
happens, well, anytime I take a mark, I can gain a drive back. So I have a feeling I'm
Fair
going to get
enough.
marked, and so I would like to be able to use up my resources. Okay. So that's gonna. Okay, cool. Okay, 2 6s.
Damn.
And she's talking over her shoulder as she's doing this. Like she has done this before. She knows this lock specifically very well.
Don't acknowledge.
With
Don't
ease. With extreme ease. Like hardly having to look or think about it at all. There's a soft click, and the door swings open.
Ta-da!
The shop before you is quiet. There are a couple, like if you've ever been in like an old antique shop, inevitably there's always like a couple lamps precariously placed or like in weird spots throughout the storefront that are always on. Very similarly, this museum as you step in has a series of lamps placed in odd locations, giving intermittent light to an otherwise dark and quiet space. Stepping into the main area, you see a few display cases, some books, a couple that have like a series of anthemes in them, one that has some odd looking like earrings. You are familiar with this place, Livy. You know the general layout, the rooms to maneuver through to get to the room on the second floor that is dedicated to anything and everything dolls. Is there anything else you're looking for or leading the group to or through as you make your way through?
I think the focus is set. I think she is keeping a watchful eye, like giving passing glances through the rooms, trying to see if anybody is still inside, even though it's closed and things like that. But I think she is going straight for the upstairs room.
Okay. You begin to make your way in. And as you're all walking through, if I can have everyone roll me
No.
a survey roll. Give me just a
Yeah,
survey.
I'm good at that.
I'm not.
survey. I.
Does this have
I'm
stakes
okay.
or no?
Not in the not in the way that you're going to be harmed if you do not roll well. There may be
gonna
something to be gained if you do roll well. That is what this is for.
I'm going to spend an intuition in that case to add a extra d6.
Okay.
Just double checking on mine. I've got 1 dot in survey, which means I roll 1 die, correct?
Correct, yes.
Great. Just double checking. So that's a 4 from me.
5.
Anthony, all right.
1.
Livy, you look down and there's another toothpick.
How does this keep happening?
And it is pointing to the stairs that you need to go up. It's a sign. You are on the right path, Livy.
That one freaks me out.
Wood, you look at that, get it? Because it's wood, and I like jab Anasi a little bit with my elbow.
Oh, another toothpick.
That's
I
a
looked
good one.
I looked to Judith. I'm like, I didn't do that one.
So sorry.
Judith just shrugs.
I'm not crashing out. This is fine.
I think you are.
Thank you, Lydia. That was
Good. I was like, I want to be mad. Be mad about it.
Right. You all begin to continue to make your way through through this museum. And again, there's a very strange assortment of items. And you're all kind of making your way through. And Anthony, there's something that catches your eye. It's a book laid out on the table. You go over and you take a look at it. And it is a copy of Dr. Malcolm's Alchemical Reference Guide.
Chemical reference. Have I heard that? Have I heard of a Dr. Malcolm in reference to
There's
chemicals?
something that rings in the back of your mind. And this is a book that is just set out that anyone could flip through and read. You may go ahead and add this as an item in your inventory. It does not take up one of your 3.
Okay. Is there a reason why it stands out to me, or is it more of a feeling?
It's a feeling. And you remember your grandmothers talked about senses that they've had, just intuition, right? And you've always had a bit of intuition to you. That's what makes you such a good doctor. You always seem to know what's wrong, or in some cases, what's perfectly right. With this book,
She always told.
you have a +1 for when you roll focus on rolls that have to do with alchemy or magic.
Oh, wonderful.
As this is a book quite literally breaking down the alchemical and magical portion of the world. And also, with that, I just want to give a quick thank you to the person who donated so that our players may gain an item. Please make sure to check out the Tiltify link. The more you donate supports an amazing cause, but it also gives the players and me some pretty cool things. This book now in your possession, you hurry to catch up with the rest of the group as our view shifts and you begin to go up the stairs. down a hallway, there are a series of rooms. One is set up to look like an old doctor's office. There's a whole implement of tools everywhere, right? Things that you're like, oh wow, cool. They have bottles of medicine from Old Fair. That should definitely just be here where someone could potentially open and drink it. You go into the next one and it's set up to look like one of the old fabled lost libraries of Old Fair. The walls covered in tomes and scrolls, bits of artwork framed on the walls. And then you make your way into the last room. Judith, from in your bag, maybe potentially jostled open at some point as you've been making your way through the building, the sounds of a music box begin to quietly and slowly tink as it begins to play. As your bleed detector begins to go off.
I'll pull it out and kind of just start kind of looking around, seeing if it changes in any particular direction, trying to see if the bleed is any stronger in any particular direction.
It seems to be all around you up here.
Okay. We're in the right place.
Judith, what's that?
Oh, this is how I detect bleed.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay.
Supernatural stuff is happening here. TLDR.
I got it. Okay.
It's
Good
fine.
or bad?
Undecided.
Got it. Okay.
You guys continue down the hallway. And Livy, you're aware, it kind of turns into something similar to the menagerie. It gets to a point where you have to kind of go through different rooms to get to the room that is set up full of dolls. And you step into the next room. And there is a large, ornate black mirror hung on one wall. A series of other mirrors placed along all of the other walls. There are no windows in this room. There's no outside light. In the center of the room, there is a singular lamp. It's an older style. The glass capping to it is stained glass, giving an eerie off-put of colors that reflect off the different mirrors. Some of them cracked and broken, others almost painted over. There are a couple with fabric hanging over them. And there's the black mirror. It does not reflect any of the light. And it sits opposite of you as you all step into the room.
Ta-da! We're almost there.
Nasti walking in, like noticing the mirror, kind of immediately starts focusing on whoever's. Well, who would be in front of me?
Yeah, what order? I would assume Livy's leading the way. Beyond that, second?
With the bleed detector.
Okay, I'm not in the back. Refuse.
You probably had to wait for me to catch back up with the book.
Fair enough.
I would go third.
I'm looking at Judith's feet, then like staring at your feet while I'm walking in and just being like, nope. I know when you stop moving, I stop moving, and I know if you get swept off your feet, then I start running. So I can gauge everything off of you guys. I care. The last time I helped, I got hurt.
Fair.
Don't worry, I got your back from right here.
From right here.
You can do it.
You can do it. I can't.
You all step in. and begin making your way through this room. And it's one of those weird things of not dissimilar to a funhouse of being able to see your reflection from all different angles. It's off-putting. And even as you are looking at Judith's feet in front of you, Anasi, you still are catching in the corner of your eyes the reflections of all of your legs as you keep your gaze downward. For the rest of you, well, all of you, not for the rest, can I have all 4 of you roll me a sense roll?
I'd love to.
A
High
central.
stakes, per se.
5.
5.
I'm gonna spend a drive so I can roll just 1 die.
I'm also gonna spend a drive because both of those were awful.
Nope, you have to declare your roll spending a drive before you roll.
Oh.
You can
Damn.
certainly choose
I
to
thought
burn
I
a
could do it
resistance.
Oh. I'm
Hands,
gonna need that.
Yes.
At a different
remind
time,
me,
probably.
how does it work when you don't have anything in it?
You're going to roll 2 die,
Okay.
and you're going to take the lower of the 2 you're rolling at disadvantage.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay. No, that's not so unfortunate. Okay.
1.
With this disadvantage, I rolled 2 6s.
Oh, hey!
Damn.
We have a 6,
The
a 1, a 5,
toothpicks.
and Judith.
Who?
2.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Livy, you've been in this room many a time. You're not disfamiliar with these mirrors or other mirrors that sometimes have magical properties. You are accustomed to anything this room might try. The items here don't bother you. Anasi, you're going to take a singular bleed mark. But you don't feel the pull to look into the mirror. You merely see out of the corner of your eye before you close your eyes and turn away.
Merely see.
Every...
Sorry. Sorry. This is a very serious moment. I
You see,
apologize.
oh my gosh, we also have a hydrate redeem. So before I tell you what you see, everyone take a drink of something liquid. This is definitely water.
Mine actually is water.
I believe you.
Okay, I will actually drink water.
Good job.
Hydrate, kids, and thank you for the hydrate, guys.
Thank you.
Anasi, you, at the corner of your eyes, see everyone's feet reflected in the mirror, but you also see what appears to be that same metal tether running from each of your ankles. All 4 sets of ankles here. You close your eyes and turn away, and you open them to look at the feet directly. There are no ties. But the bleed has wormed its way in a little bit. Judith and Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You step into this room, and Judith, you're so accustomed to bleed. It's not unnatural to feel, especially a place like this. The music box is playing a little bit louder and a little bit faster now.
Yeah, I'm focused
But
on
you
that.
look around completely unguarded, and the black mirror catches your eye. And without really thinking about it, you step forward. Anthony, you know nothing of bleed. You don't know that you should be wary of any items that may be in this building. And the same thing, there's something about this mirror. And as the 2 of you step forward, Anasi and Libby, you see this. What you don't see is the shifting of the mirror as an image almost appears on the other side. Anthony and Judith, you see your chapter house. You see Sparrow House. But everything is smashed. It's wrong. Everything's broken and out of place. And then you see Livy run out of one of the rooms trying to get away before she falls. A clawed black hand reaching out of the shadow and wrapping around an ankle before yanking Livy in through a door that closes. You see Anasi try and run, only to fall and stumble down the stairs before the stairs themselves crack open. Hands like mannequins reaching through and pulling Anasi into the dark. Anthony, you see yourself trying to get your grandmother out before you are grabbed and dragged screaming away from her as she tries to grab you before being dragged through a different door.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked.
And Judith, you see yourself standing in front of a thinning, alone, no one to help, reaching out to try and stitch it closed, but tethers around your wrist pull you through the thinning instead.
Okay.
Livy, sorry, before we get to this, both Judas and Anthony, you are going to take a brain and
Scar?
a bleed.
A scar.
A brain,
Okay.
a brain and a bleed.
Yes, a
Yep.
brain and a bleed.
Okay.
We know that that's going to push Anthony to take a mark, or to take a scar.
Yep.
Do either of those marks push you into having a scar? Judith.
Hang on. My for some reason my character sheet unloaded. Hold on. Trying to get it back up again. I think it might. Why is this? Hang on.
From what I see, you have 1 bleed and 2 brain.
Yes. Sorry. I don't know. It seems to log
You're
me
okay.
out randomly, and I cannot get my character sheet now. What is happening?
That's fine. I have your character sheet, so that'll put you at 3 brain and 2 bleed. No
Okay.
scars quite yet. Before we describe what happens next, Anthony, you're going to take a scar.
Yep.
In this moment, as you look into the mirror, it is so much. This is too much for anyone to handle. Everyone else in the room, Judith, you are still locked into this vision. For Livy and Anasi, you watch as these two step toward this large black mirror. You don't see the image that they see. But you see Judith locked in, and you see Anthony's eyes roll back in his head as he collapses unconscious to the floor.
Yep.
Anthony, what scar are you taking? What does this look like for Anthony? What does this feel like?
I think this feels like... Oh, I don't know what like the name of this is for, but what I'm thinking is taking one away from survey, of taking one
Okay.
away from that willingness to look and willingness to see. And I think maybe adding one into what do you think would make more sense? Move or maybe sense?
I think in this moment, you are interacting with an item that is showing you a potential. I think it would make sense for it to move to sense.
Okay.
As maybe not unlike your grandmother, you've encountered something that wakes up something maybe deep inside of you. That intuition that you have.
And I think I want it to almost be like fear of reflection. The fears of reflections, of mirrors almost. Of
Make a note.
that survey looking into things and having that sense, that more supernatural sided thing of like, I don't need to look, I don't need to see into that.
Noted. You all watch, and before we move on, I just want to give another thank you to our very generous viewers for giving me a vision to give to them. You may also, I believe all of you have your initial gilded die that you were gifted last session. You may all add an additional gilded die to be added on to any roll of your choice. As we've had another amazing donation from our viewers.
I need to use that.
Yeah.
You guys really should. You should very much so use them. Or hear me out. You don't, because it's more fun for me.
Things are about to get bad.
So you've all watched Anthony collapse. And it's brief. There's no danger in this moment. Anthony, your eyes begin to flutter open after you've fainted. And there are mirrors all around you. And you really don't want to be in this room.
Okay, so mirrors are evil. Got it. Understood. Not looking at any of them. And like Anasi, I am looking down.
Judith is still locked into the mirror.
Oh.
Anasi and Livy, what are you doing? Judith, roll me another sense roll.
Right. Okay. So
I'm
probably
adding my
should've-
gilded die to this. All right. I rolled 3 die for that. The highest I got was a 3.
Okay. Are you taking the roll in the gilded?
Well, the roll in the gilded was a 1, so
I mean, you'd earn a drive back.
I haven't used any. I should have.
Okay, well then no fun.
I should have. Sorry.
Keep your ability.
Question: we have to, if we want to like help, we have to do that before the roll, correct?
That particular roll you could not help with.
Got it.
You can
Understood.
describe how you are aiding each other in an action, a movement, an objective, and then I will
Got it.
tell you what to roll, what to add, things like that.
Understood.
Vivian and Aussie.
Livy,
Yeah.
do you mind grabbing this one, the one that thinks napping right now is a good time?
Yeah, if it's red, lift the head. If it's tail, if lift the path. Hold on, he told me this before. Hold on. And she's just gonna start trying to help Anthony up.
Am I awake as they're helping me up? Am I starting to wake up?
It's that like, oh wow, I just passed out briefly. Like if you've ever donated blood and then got a little like lightheaded afterwards.
time.
It's kind of like that. That's
All
the
the
feeling.
Alrighty, ups to daisies.
Fine.
I would like to-
We probably should have warned you a little more about. Anyway,
It's fine. Is Judith okay? Because Anthony's not looking up in the room right now. Anthony is like head down, hand over eyes almost. Is Judith okay?
Anasi?
I'm gonna walk over to Judith and, like, head still looking down, place a shoulder. Nope, place a shoulder. I'm gonna
shoulder
put
on their
a whole
hand.
shoulder. Like, I'm going to place a hand on Judith's shoulder and just softly start saying, "Hey, I don't know what you see, but you don't have to look at it. Look away, look down, look at me.
Judith,
Look at one of us."
it's your face, and it's Anasi's face. But you're watching as that petrification begins to spread up your necks and across your faces. You feel it. Almost that, like, constriction. You're going to take another bleed.
Okay.
As you continue to stare into the mirror.
Oh, I have the ability to look away, right? Or,
Sure.
Or not? Ooh. Okay.
You feel Anasi's hand.
I'm going to. I want to. Can I? Convince?
I'll just. Yeah. I mean, I think.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
at
Give
that
me
point-
give a sway roll. High stakes. How much can you break through to someone so locked in?
I can add a gilded to a gilded, can't I?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that would be 1, 2, 3,
Can
4 dice
we
with 2
help?
gilded.
Can we help?
How are you helping? How are you helping convince Judith?
Which one of my gilded 6s should I pick?
You rolled 2 gilded 6s?
Yes, the one that I have normally gilded and the one gilded I just used.
Nice.
There was a moment where Livy's like, I can help Judith, and then it's like, actually, no, Nasi's got this.
Up to 1 gilded. Thank you so much for the donation there.
What at first in the sensations you were picking up, Judith, was a cold, almost stone-like hand, right? This mirror showing you a potential. Changes to warmth as Anasi's voice cuts through in a way that you are only familiar with having experienced it from phenomena talking to you. It cuts through with an eerily similar feeling, and it's enough to snap you out of you being locked into this mirror. That warmth recedes back into Anasi's hand, and then it is just Anasi touching you. You are not locked in.
I'll just like look away, kind of hearing Anasi's voice kind of coming through. And you sorry, specific wording you said there. It feels like you said I've had similar experiences with phenomena before.
The way that Anasi's voice cut through, you were so locked in, it was almost like hearing Anasi initially as if you were underwater. And then Anasi's voice cut through with a clarity and a feeling that you've only experienced when the phenomena, in whatever form, has spoken to you. And then it's just Anasi, that feeling, that intention, that drive in.
Yeah.
It's just Anasi.
Just you'll know what I mean when I say this, Hebrew, but does it for a second, does it feel like him? Or no?
Not in the sense that it's him.
Okay.
It is a different feeling. It's something other.
But similar to that. Got it. Cool.
But it's still Anasi.
Yeah.
Anasi's the feeling of Anasi's always been there, but there was a moment where it's almost something about Anasi managed to cut through.
Okay. Yeah. At that point, I'll kind of just blink and kind of look away and look at Anasi. Just.
You okay?
Yeah. Don't look in the mirror.
I'm not even looking at you. I think I'm fine.
Okay, don't look anywhere. You're doing great. You're doing exactly what you should be doing.
Anthony, if you just want to keep your eyes closed, I'll walk you through the rest of this room.
Any of the mirrors.
Yeah, don't look at any
mirror
of them
ever.
Specifically.
They're connected.
Specifically,
I
the black one.
apologize. I probably should have said something before we walked in here, huh?
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, let's keep going.
Why do I keep following you guys into death rooms? This is not right. You're just gonna look.
It's the most fun.
It's not a death room. It's a mirror room. That's the difference.
There's no difference.
Well, one of us passed out from being in here. I don't think it's safe. So let's and he's looking around, let's go to the exit that way. Livy, you mind showing us?
I got you.
I thought we were going further in.
I mean, you are. A doorway is both an exit and an entrance.
That's true. And this one doesn't have a lock on it.
It doesn't. You step through a curtain into the next room, and again, there is that scattering of lamps, and it is a larger room than the one you were just in. And the way the room is illuminated casts shadows everywhere. There are a series of intricate, beautifully crafted doll houses sat on display tables in the center of the room. There are porcelain dolls, wooden dolls, small marionettes strung midair, holding their poses. Dolls of all assortment, cloth, corn husk dolls, almost any variety you can imagine existing are displayed throughout this room. Some on shelves, some on pedestals. There are a couple larger mannequin-esque dolls dressed and posed in different places in the room. The music box at this point is loud and playing fast, not dissimilar to when you had it out in the menagerie. You step fully into the room, and there's a brief moment where you swear you hear the tiny pitter-patter of little feet scurrying away further into the room. And you click your magic box. You click your music box closed. And the room goes quiet, still. There is a feeling of anticipation hanging in the air. What would you like to do?
So I'm okay. So yeah, I put the bleed detector away, I guess. Yeah.
I would like. Could I make a focus roll
Okay.
to analyze what those footsteps sound like? Do they sound like rats, or do they sound like worse things?
I don't think you have to make a roll for this.
Got it. Okay.
You
I
all
like
are
that.
well aware of what you think you just heard, and you can choose to be like, maybe it's if I didn't hear anything, right?
What did we think we just heard?
But you know what you think you heard. And you know what you're looking for. It's simply about how you go about finding it in this room.
Oh God. Oh no. I am going to. I think I'm gonna step forward and just begin to like quietly begin to search the room. The sooner we can get over here, the better.
Go ahead and you can roll either survey or focus.
Focus, please.
What is everyone else doing?
I wanna try and find out where those footsteps are going.
Yeah. Easy enough. You begin to make your way toward the back left-hand side of the room, past the dollhouses, toward a large array of porcelain dolls.
Would anyone be
Anasi.
going with me?
Yeah, is everyone going with?
Okay.
I was going to say...
I probably.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say
No,
that
go for it.
Livy's strategy right now is she's walking by these dolls, and she's walking by them close, and she's essentially trying to see if she can lure out any movement, trusting that she can be quick enough in that.
All right.
Essentially using herself as bait.
You may also roll me a survey roll. Or if you'd rather, this is if you're looking for trying to hear anything. If you would rather, you may roll me a sway roll as you're attempting to lure them out.
She's trying to burn their opportunity attacks.
I I'd rather do a survey because I do have a dice in that one.
You have gilded dice you can spend.
That's true.
Oh, I should have did
is nice.
that.
I don't know what you rolled yet if you would like to add. You didn't tell me what you rolled.
Oh,
I think I
Just
am
kidding,
gonna
you
add.
just held up your finger.
But you're asking.
We'll get to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna add
Three
one of my gilded to it because we have 2, right?
Yeah, you have 2. You
Yeah,
can roll
I'm
2
using one
gilded
of them.
die.
Yeah, I'm ready tomorrow. We. Okay. We'll go with the gilded dice. The gilded dice was a 3.
Cool. You can earn a drive back.
Sweet.
Actually, I lied. That's when you help someone and they choose to fail. So you don't get the dice back. I'm so sorry. You don't get a drive back. But you can't take that 3.
I thought you
Anasi, what are you doing?
I thought you did get drives back whenever you use.
When you help someone and they choose the gilded.
Oh, okay. Then can I choose my other dice then?
Yeah.
Okay, then that was a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, Nasi, hearing the footsteps, heard the footsteps, is just going to kind of start looking around and starts talking about us being kind people, friendly people, and mostly just wanting to help and wanting to set people free if that's what they're really wanting. In a way to try to convince someone to see that we're not bad people and they can step out freely. We won't hurt them.
Go ahead and you roll me sway. Judith, roll me sense. And then hold on to those 2 rolls. We're going to circle back to our first 2.
I'm gonna spend a drive.
Okay.
And a gilded die.
Okay.
My last one.
Anthony.
Yep. 3
Let's
ones.
use 3 ones.
Again.
How?
For the second time this session.
You cut straight down the middle of the room. Between the array of dollhouses. There are 2 in particular that stand out to you. The first looks eerily similar to the Sparrow House, your chapter house. And you kind of bend down and you look in and you see what appears to be Charlene in the upstairs library, looking through a book. And you step around the house and you get to another window. And you see a small figure laying in a bed. And you kind of blink and you're like, this isn't right. And there's the second house that catches your eye. And your focus now being on your grandmother that, well, there's no way that was just her in the bed. Of course not. How would this dollhouse know? How would Fredericks know if that's who moved the dolls? And you look to the second house. And very similar to how there is one upper window, almost looks like a chimney on the Sparrow House, with 4 lights that a light does slowly turn within, not dissimilar to a lighthouse, as an astrolabe further down rotates and moves it. This other house has such similar strange structure to it. And you move closer. You've seen this house before. Your grandmother has a picture of it. Her in her, I don't know, maybe 60s or so, standing in front of it. A much younger Charlene standing next to her. Someone that you now understand who that is. And 3 other figures in that picture. This house is the house in that picture. And you bend down and you look through the window. And in the wooden floor of this dollhouse It's as if something reached up from underneath and pulled the flooring down. And you see spindly wires crawling their way up and out of this hole. And you stand there and you look and you stare. And you see a set of eyes open up. From in this hole in the dollhouse, you're going to take a bleed.
Nope.
And you're going to take a brain.
Yep. Guys, I'm almost to my next scar.
Anthony can't catch a break.
Anthony's having a horrible day right now.
This is not going well for
Livy.
you, Bestie.
That was a 4, a mixed success.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way the opposite side of these doll houses, along the right-hand wall, kind of trying to see if anything moves or whatnot. And you swear you hear something move back behind you towards the curtain that you just came in. And you turn and look, and there are 2 dolls missing from the array that you just walked past. And you on your side, maybe down underneath one of the tables, hear the faintest giggle. Small, childlike. Anasi, you're walking through, trying to convince whatever is here, we're just here to help. And what did you roll?
It's a gilded 5.
A gilded 5, okay. So gilded next.
I want to make sure that I'm not messing this up. I do have the little diamond filled in it. That it's
Yep, that's a gilded.
Whew,
That adds an
okay.
additional die that is your gilded die.
Yeah, then I got a gilded 5.
Okay. You are walking through trying to express that you are here to help. And that weird sensation of being watched once again returns to you. Watched by something other. And then from your back left, you hear movement. You turn and look. And almost frozen in moment the minute you set eyes on it is a small doll. Long, curly brown hair, a pink bow tied up on top. Peeking out from behind one of the kind of tall pillars that has one of these houses set upon it. And it just freezes. Poking out, looking up at you. And
Hi.
you're very... Sorry, go.
Oh, hi, friend, with brown hair and pink bow that has moved to peek at me over, like yelling this over his shoulders where everyone can hear. Has peeked out to look at me. That is so kind and so pretty. We are here to help you, aren't we, friends that are in the room right now with me?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. She's like,
Am I able to look, or am I stuck looking at the eye?
You're not
Okay.
looking in. You simply, whatever you're staring at is staring back.
Huh? Okay, yep. Happily going over there.
And what did you roll, Judith?
So, I rolled 4 dice for this. I rolled a gilded 1, and the highest I got was a 4.
Mixed success. Take that over a failure any day. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you want to fail. This is not one of them. You hear everything behind you. And it's that moment of like you've begun to open yourself up. And it's a cacophony of voices that assault your mind.
Yeah, I was gonna use
Small,
my ability.
childlike, some laughing, some talking. You can't discern between what is being said. You're going to take a bleed mark. Is that
sounds
4?
like there's an end there.
No, is that 4?
Yes.
In your mind,
This is for bleed, yeah.
it is bleed.
Okay.
In your mind, the cacophony is so loud that your vision darkens. A single drip of blood comes out of Judith's nose as she turns to look back at the rest of the group. Judith, in your head, you simply hear a singular word. Tether. And you drop. Judith falls to the ground unconscious.
Oh, not again.
Do you take your eyes off the dolls that you were looking at?
Nah, not even close.
You don't look up as Judith collapses?
Nope. I will take that as one of the dolls falling and just continue staring at the doll in front of me and taking a couple steps back.
Livy, have you looked away from your table?
Yeah.
What are you doing in this moment?
I think right now, so Livy's pinned this table. Obviously something with the table, but now I think she's just kind of assessing everybody else's situation. Mm-hmm. So I think that does draw her attention away from her situation as she's just trying to figure out everybody else. Not necessarily taking any action, more just trying to perceive what's happening.
You see the doll that Anasi is talking about, her back toward you as it peeks out around the pillar toward Anasi. You see a mildly, I would assume, panicked Anthony straighten up from looking into one of these doll houses.
Looking at the dollhouse and then hearing Judith collapse. I mean, yeah, would look away from whatever's looking back at him, and then it is probably going to try to beeline to Judith unless you have something that fucks me over.
I think the answer to that is yes.
Yeah, I do
you
too.
watch as you straighten up Anthony and you turn back, looking between Judith and Livy and Anasi. Livy, go ahead and roll me a move roll.
Okay, I'm good at that.
High stakes.
High stakes. Okay, I'm going to throw a drive in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a gilded dice in this. Okay. So that's the highest one would be the gilded, but that's a 2.
Oh.
Livy, you begin to take a step toward Anthony and toward Judith. And then you feel it. The hands grabbing your ankles. Small, but stronger than they should be. Almost the size of a doll's hand. A set on each ankle. As your feet are pulled out from underneath of you, and you are now being dragged backwards underneath this, and again, the tables have that thick black fabric that you would drape over to cover anything that might be underneath, right? It gives it a more finished look in a museum. These dolls that have grabbed you, for anyone who would care to look, and Livy, I would assume, would look over your shoulder, are disjointed, as where their joints normally would be frozen in place are have come almost unhinged. And it's almost a spider-like crawl as they've hunched over to grab your ankles. And their legs sat out akimbo on either side, scurry backwards, almost crab-like in their movement. Their heads tilted up and forward as they grab and dragged back in this hunched form. Giggling. What is everyone doing? Oh,
Leaving.
and I'm so sorry, Livy.
unconscious.
Please take a brain mark.
Livy, fight back.
I'm working on it. I think ultimately what Livy's instinct is, so is it like, does one have me or just one on each ankle?
There is one on each ankle.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little like scissors exercise move and like swing these dolls at each other and try to like smack them against each other to let go of me.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and roll me strike or control. I'll give you either.
Okay, we're gonna go strike. We're using another drive.
All right. Anthony, what are you doing?
Okay, so Judith is gone. Judith has collapsed.
Judith is unconscious. Judith is out for the rest of the scene.
Judith
As
is
they have
out.
taken a
Just
scar.
for this scene?
Until you
Yeah.
are out of danger, you
R.I.P..
are unconscious. That does not mean you cannot continue to take marks if things happen.
Okay.
And
Fair
then-
warning.
Good to know.
And then Livy is being drug.
Yeah.
Can I see these dolls
Yes,
or no?
you can.
Okay, I think I'm gonna use one of my equipment slots then.
Yeah. What do you have?
Out of Anthony's like scrub, like probably like has a lab coat on. I imagine like on the way here, probably was like, hey, I need to stop and get a couple things. Pulls out a revolver from his lab coat that looks very similar to something Grandma would buy.
I'm assuming yours holds more than one bullet at a time, though.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. And I'm going to try to... I know that these are... Their souls might be people. I'm going to try to aim for their hands.
Okay, this is an extremely high-stakes roll if you choose to do this. Their hands
They are holding me.
are grasped
Okay, maybe I
onto
don't...
Livy.
Okay,
No, let me
okay.
finish. Your hands are grasped onto Livy as Livy is actively trying to swing them together with her legs as she lays on the ground. Would you,
You know,
like to
you're
shoot
so
for their
right.
hands?
No, I'd like to shoot for center mass, actually. That's my bad.
It is still a high-stakes roll.
Okay. I'm going to use Gilded Die.
Okay.
Six.
All right. Livy, you... What was your roll?
I got a gilded 5.
Okay. It is enough. You manage to pull your legs apart and swing them together just as Anthony times their shot perfectly right to go through both dolls' heads as they line up as you smash their bodies together. With a 5, it is still a mixed success. As their bodies smash together, bits of porcelain cut into your legs. You're going to take a body mark.
I can fix that.
Both dolls are now off your legs, and you begin to hear more moving. Anasi, what are you doing?
I just heard a gunshot, and I heard
And you
porcelain
hear
crashing.
dolls moving now.
Oh man, not again. I would pull out one of the cards and just go, "Oh, sweetheart, I know what you need. I understand," and try to gather the strings and cut the strings.
There are... Okay, there are no visible strings. However, you may roll me sense.
Oh, okay. I have at least one thing in that. Let's see what I can get out of it. It's a 3.
You think for a moment, like, okay, there must be strings. The marionettes had strings. You try to reach out, and you cut through open air.
Oh,
The doll at your feet
oh.
giggles up at you.
I will set you on fire.
You, in
Valid.
response to that, hear a cacophony of laughter from behind you. As you all begin to hear the movement of dolls, as they begin to creak and crack, and the sound of porcelain shifting and grinding against itself, as the dolls in this room begin to move and come to life. I am setting a timer. Basically, it is a countdown that I keep track of my die. Everything you do has the potential to lower that score. You have an unconscious Judith, and you are surrounded by porcelain dolls. What would you like to do?
I think Livy is making a break for it. But she's gonna run to Judith and do like the firefighter, like over the shoulder with Judith. At least that's her goal. To try to start getting us out of here.
Where's the exit?
The door you came in.
Easy enough. I'm going to look at that door and then look back at Anthony and just kind of you just notice Anasi laugh, like a loud laugh too. She's like magic. And as he does this, he like ducks down and you notice his clothes like poof into like falls into his clothes. And I'm gonna take the bleed. I will.
Yeah, take that mark.
And I have to roll. Please be something good. That is a 5. Tell the story. And you just noticed he like folds into his clothes, and then his clothes fall to the floor as he vanishes. And as this happens, you just notice him still in his clothes, leaning back from the door, opening the door from the other side. So do you need me to roll out a carpet, or is this a thing that y'all do normally and wait for suspense? What's happening here?
And you do in fact watch them disappear and reappear on the other side of the room to a door that exited out.
That was really clear. Got to show me how to do that. She's like hoisting Judith.
Anthony,
Yes.
there's a lot going on in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And you were sent here to find a clue, something, any sort of direction.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask about. It's like we came here to get information, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for information. I think I'm trying to. I'm trying to look for something. I would be using my intuition, I think, as like that.
Okay.
That went better before. I think I'm trying to like what Grandma always told me is trust your gut, and
Roll me a
that's what
sense
got
roll.
me through. That's what got me through college. I'm spending a drive, and I'm using a gilded die.
You can spend as many drive as you would like to. Up to 6 in your hand. 6 dice. So if you want to spend more than 1, this is a high stakes roll.
It's a high stakes roll. I'm going to spend 2 drives. Because I have 2 drives. I keep a lot.
Livy,
and I'm using a gilded.
Yep, you roll. Livy, you make your way over to where Judith lies unconscious on the ground, eyes moving back and forth rapidly beneath her eyelids, and you scoop Judith up with ease. I need you to make me a move roll to get yourself and Judith to the doorway that Anasi is in without encountering any dolls. This is a high stake roll.
Okay. I'm gonna use another drive. Okay, yeah. So that'll be a 5.
Big success. You can have the choice here.
Okay.
You can either make it all the way to the door, both you and Judith. You both will take a mark in body, or you can make it halfway and toss Judith to Anasi, and you will take 2 marks in body. As the dolls lash out at the both of you, grabbing and pulling and scratching.
If only you could see my character sheet right now. I am making calculated. I know you can. But if the audience could see, I am making a very calculated decision right now, and I need the audience to know how big brain I am right now by doing this. I will make it halfway, and I will take the 2 body marks. However, that will give me. Well, hold on. No, that's not the bigger brain. Well, okay. Question. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to message you this question. Sorry.
Okay.
You messaged me the question,
Absolute
Anthony.
roller
So hard, guys.
We're all stressing the fuck out.
I know what abilities you have.
Ungilded 6.
There is one.
I'm asking, would my... Oh, I'm going to
You
message you.
messaged me, Anthony. What were your rolls?
Ungilded 6.
Still a success. You take a moment and you block out just the noise of this room. You saw something looking back at you. You saw your grandmother, you saw Charlene. You've only looked in 2 of the houses. There's one more in this row of 3. The houses are showing you something.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I look in the house.
You look in the 3rd?
I look in the 3rd. It's the only lead I have, and it's the logical conclusion. I've seen something of the present. I've seen something of the past. Maybe I'll see something of the future here.
You look into... Sorry, one moment. Secrets.
Of course.
You turn your attention towards this 3rd house. And it's kind of, again, our view of this room shifts up and over. And we see Anasi take the brunt as Judith is tossed into their arms. And we see these dolls swarm up Livy. And you bend down and you take in this final dollhouse in this row. It's different than the first 2. It doesn't remind you of a chapter house that you have ever seen. It reminds you almost of an old Victorian style home. It's nice, it's old, it's well maintained, it's beautiful. And you look down, the majority of the curtains are drawn. You're having a hard time seeing in. Then you get to what would be the attic window, and it's one of those round, beautiful stained glass ones. It's large, going from what would be the floor all the way up to the ceiling of this attic. And you reach forward and you push it in, and it shifts. So you can peer into the attic. You see a similar opening that you saw in the chapter house before. The opposite end of this attic, it's like the wall has been sucked in and through, and there is just an expanse of blackness. Intricate strings reach up and out of this inky blackness. And you see 5 mannequins. Clothes not dissimilar to your own and your friends'. And you see a small doll stitching away at a sewing machine. And as you look, you can hear the tiny click of the sewing machine as it goes before it pauses. And the doll sits up a bit straighter and turns to look back at you, a doll with no face. You're going to take a mark in brain. But you know that these doll houses, somewhere inside of you, your intuition is telling you these doll houses are showing you something that is happening right in this moment. You also know with a 6, looking at the doll houses, they can be shifted and moved. You could potentially take 1. You could try to take 2. But that might cost you time and you might drop 1. Livy, you've thrown Judith successfully towards Anasi, and Nasi kind of stepping forward and catching them from where they were leaning nonchalantly against the doorway, now holding Judith in their arms. Dolls have begun to claw and scramble their way up your legs, more beginning to fall and roll and drop off of the shelves.
So, with what I was doing, I am actually, like, I'm going to be using my Not Again ability in that roll. So instead of it being that 5, it will now be an automatic full success.
Correct.
However, in doing this, I am taking a scar, but it is a scar that I have essentially had this whole time. And what you would see is in this kind of shifting and maneuvering of Judith. Again, she took her in that like firefighter over the shoulder style. In doing so, the movement has shown a bit of cloth, and you can see back along the back of Livy's neck, hidden under the collar of her shirt, is remnants of burns. And that firefighter over the shoulder instinct starts to kind of make sense that this might not have been the first time Livy has had to drag somebody out of a tough situation. However, the stakes were a bit heat intensive in that prior time. I don't adjust my action ratings when I take this
simply
scar.
take a scar. And everything else stays exactly as it is. Because this has been here the whole time. Livy, you have dolls crawling up your body in this moment. What would you like to do?
I think I kind of shove Judith to Anasi, and in the classic firefighter theme we got going on, she's gonna stop, drop, and roll.
That is so funny. Please roll me strike. That is beautiful.
All right, we're gonna use another drive here. I put so much drive in nerve.
For a reason.
Okay, we got 2 6s. Neither of them are gilded.
2 6s though is beautiful. You go just limp for a moment, weight fully crushing the ones underneath of you, and then you roll back and forth. I'm not going to make you take a mark for this, but you feel their bodies crush and splay out below you. As you roll and get back to your hands and your knees, you can see more dolls again beginning to climb down from their pedestals and their shelves. And you see Anthony in a moment looking between houses. Anthony, what are you doing?
I think I want to play it safe. I'm not as athletic as Livy is.
You
And
can
I know
manage
that.
a house.
Yes, I can manage a house, but I'm not going to risk it and take 2, I don't think. Especially because I don't know what happens if I do drop 1. does something happen to that place? I'm going to take the one where the doll was looking at me. Like, I'm going to take the one, not where something was looking back. I'm going to take the one where the third. I'm going to take the third one. Yeah.
You can lift it up. It's bulky, but it is manageable. It's probably roughly 3 feet by 3 feet, and then another 2 to 3 feet tall. And again, it's odd shaped. It's the shape of a Victorian house, but you're able to pick it up by its baseboard and hold it.
Yeah, I'll grab that and start heading out of like, I've got our clue. Let's get going.
Livy, you see them walking away with the dollhouse.
Okay. You know what? I support your decisions, but let's go.
Trust me on this.
I trust you.
Need this.
I will say, without rules needed, because you are all much faster, especially with Livy helping Anasi get Judith out. You are all able to make a run for it. No rule necessary. You hastily make an exit from the museum. The door clinking closed behind you. And you are in the cool night air as you begin to make your way towards the trolley stop to take you back to Sparrow House. And this is where we are going to end tonight's session.
We made it, guys.
Guys,
Thank
we
you.
made it.
Again to all of my amazing players. And thank you to the extremely generous people who donated so much tonight. We had a whole bunch of amazing things. The clue of things looking back at you and what was actually happening in the dollhouses is actually courtesy of one of our viewers who donated a vision for me to give you all. So Anthony, you got both visions tonight, courtesy of our phenomenal watchers who are enabling me to torture you guys a little bit in the most loving way possible. Thank you again, all of my players, our tech. Thank you again for helping us run everything smoothly. We're going to kind of pop around to everyone. Tell me what you are, who you are, and what you do. That's the correct phrase. And we'll kind of circle through everyone, starting with Lydia.
Hi, I'm Lydia. I'm secretly a fae. Shh. But you can find me everywhere at Lydia Koryn, Koryn. Got to play Livy. She lived. Haha. It's in the name.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
I take back my applause.
I've been on fire tonight, and Livy has in the past.
Literally.
So, yeah.
What the fuck?
That joke is sorry.
What else you got?
As the kids say,
they
you're
have
lit.
commissions. You should check them out.
Yeah, I do
art's better
art
than their-
sometimes. I can't go on, Hans. Please give it to someone else.
Hey, it's been Lydia. Lydia's done some amazing artwork, not just for us here, the artwork you've seen on the stream of our amazing characters, but they have a whole bunch of art. Check out their website. They take commissions. It's beautiful. Can attest to how amazing they are as a person and an artist. Tech!
Thank you.
Do mine too.
Tech is also an amazing human being that does a lot of stuff. I know.
Never
I
again.
know the channels you exist on, but I can't remember any of them. I'm so sorry.
That's so messed up.
Never
That's so
again.
messed up.
Ouch. No, you're good. You're perfectly fine. What is up, everybody? Your boy Tech Frost here. You can find me everywhere at Tech Frost. If you are keeping up with our webtoons is called We Were Here First. It is a part of a trilogy. It is the first book. We just picked up another artist. They're going to be doing some crazy fun stuff over on our YouTube channel where we're doing some voice acting. And we're going to voice act the entire webtoon episode after episode. It'll be a month apart from each other. We're about to release another episode, which will be episode 8. There will be 24 episodes altogether. Oh my God, there's so much stuff to do. So much fun to be had. Also, we are creating our own TTRPG of the books. It's the second book going on to the third book. The TTRPG is called Hen House. It will be a horror RP game that I really, really, really want Hans to run because I think it'll be absolutely amazing. It is a mythical / very horror trope game where RP pretty much runs the entire thing. Your decisions matter. I think that's just about everything. Yeah.
B.
Hi everybody, I'm B. You can find me B does D&D on all the social things, TikTok, Instagram, all of those places. You can also you can find me here playing Judith for one more session, baby. It's gonna be a crazy time. It's gonna be crazy fun. You can also find me on Wednesdays, alternating Wednesdays. Either you can find me on twitch.tv/Dyson Autism playing in New Rollis, which is our 1920s D&D campaign. It's good vibes. We're in our final arc. The finale is fast approaching, so come join us for the finale of that, or the final arc, I guess, of that. But then on the alternating Wednesday, you can find me GMing over on the Tales Guild Twitch channel, where I GM Tales of Aegis, which is our fantasy campaign over there. We're just diving into a brand new arc where they're exploring some pirate islands, and things have gotten a little spicy already. There's just immediately dropped in it. You might see some familiar faces in that game as well. Some nerds here. But yeah. You can also find me every other Sunday GMing for Astral Guardians, which is set in the same universe as Tales of Aegis, but is far across the galaxy. And it is a very Guardians of the Galaxy inspired Spelljammer campaign. It's good vibes. It's good fun. And we should hopefully be getting back to that soon because we've had a few weeks off because people have been busy. There will also be one final episode of Stars in the Night happening at some point. It's probably going to be a pre-recorded thing. We're currently trying to figure out scheduling for it, but that will be getting that finale of that sometime soon. Hopefully sometime this month. We'll see. Scheduling stuff. And then last but certainly not least, please go check out Area 313, which is our sci-fi drama show. You can find it on all podcasting platforms, primarily Spotify. All 8 episodes of season 1 are out, and season 2 will be premiering on October 31st. You don't want to miss it. But yeah, that's me.
Jay.
Hi, my name is Jay. You can find me at all my socials at Sequo, Sequo. You can find me primarily over on the Tales Guild channel, to where I'm in all of the things we talked about. Literally all of them. You're gonna get tired of my face if you watch us over there. But seriously, come check us out. We're doing a lot of fun things. Maybe who knows? Maybe things are coming. I'm also currently working on making an audiobook in the voice of one of my characters right now. Don't ask me when. It's happening. Other than that, you can usually find me Thursdays also on Cola May's channel, COLAMEY, to where me, the owner of the channel Cola May, and B are doing a Baldur's Gate playthrough. It's called, what do we call it again? All Gains One Brain, because we're all fighting based subclasses, with one of them being the Blade Singer. That's our brain.
Yippee!
And I am Hans. I have been your Lightkeeper this evening. You can find me here on Logomancy, especially during October for charity streams for Roll for Wishes. Thank you so much for everyone who has joined us this evening, who has donated to help the players, to help me. You are donating to an amazing cause. Make-A-Wish International is a phenomenal foundation to fundraise for, and we are so honored to be partnered, Tales Guild, here with Logomancy for these games. We have one more session that'll be next Monday, the 27th, same time, 8:30 CST. Beyond that, you can also find me over on Tales Guild for Tales of Aegis. You can find me over on the Pocket Dragon Pub on the 31st for our final session of Candela Obscura with our Circle of Wires and Whispers. You can also catch me over in the Pocket Dragon Pub for various other one-shots and streams. Otherwise, keep an eye on my socials. Across all socials, you can find me at HansKate. I do post when I'm going to be playing and things. I have a few things coming up that I can't talk about yet, but they will pop up on my socials when it's time. This has been Candela Obscura, the Circle of Memories and Masquerades. These are my lovely circle members. We are honored to have you join us. Thank you to our amazing tech crew for putting up with us this evening, for all of you for sticking around, and please stick around for just a few more minutes as we raid out to Quests and Chaos. They're playing a little Vizen, so we're going to pop over and show them some love too. Have a good night, nerds.
Bye.